If you've got your language paper on mock this week and you're still not quite sure what you need to do, you might want to listen to the next few minutes. So, your language paper 1 is your fiction text. You will get 1 extract and 5 questions. Section A will be 4 questions, which will be based on reading, and question 5, which will be your section B, will be based on your writing. The whole paper altogether is 1 hour 45 minutes, and it is 80 marks altogether, and it is half of your English language GCSE. Question 1 will look like this, nice and easy, 4 multiple choice questions. It will give you lines to look for the correct answers in. Don't take it for granted though, but don't overthink it. Definitely do not skim read. Deal with each question in the options one by one. Keep going back to the text to check that you have chosen the correct answer out of the 3. Question 2 then, your bog standard language analysis. You'll have been doing this until you're blue in your face with the literature. It's exactly the same, okay? Your point and method, your quotation, your inferences, your connotations, your explanations, your effects. Now, this question will not only give you the lines to take your answers from, they'll actually give you the paragraph in the question as well. And it will be a simple, how is the writer used language to describe? It'll be a character or a scene or a setting or something. It'll be nice and easy. Point, method, quotation, inferences, only 8 marks, 10 minutes, 2 quotations, say a lot about a little. Now, the only other thing I would say about this, do not start your answer with the writer uses language. Because of course he does. Yeah? Be specific. Choose your quotation. Choose the method you're going to talk about. If you can't see a simile, metaphor, personification, some kind of clear device, then fall back on talking about the type of language. So, for example, the writer uses emotive language. The writer uses humorous language. The writer uses violent language. And so on and so forth. Question 3, the dreaded question 3. Again, it is just the same. Point and method, quotation, inference. All you are doing this time though, even though it is 8 marks, 10 minutes, it is macro structure, so the big picture, beginning, middle and end. How has the writer put the text together and why? Now, for you guys who are sitting this exam next summer and onwards, are lucky because for the first year, they're going to give you an actual focus to cling on to. So, for example, how has the writer structured the text to build tension, to build fear, to build humour, whatever. So you will have something concrete to look for, which is really good. Now, all you need to keep asking yourself for this question is, what has the writer introduced us to at the beginning and why? The middle, why? And the end, why? Has the focus changed? What tense is it? What atmosphere is being created? Is anything is it flash forward, flash back? What's the pace? Yeah, is it in chronological order? That kind of thing. Now, don't fall into the trap of just doing a bog standard language analysis like you've just done for question 2. It's the things that you're going to be talking about that make it different. Now, you only need 3 quotations because 1 paragraph for the beginning, 1 paragraph for the middle, 1 paragraph for the end. And as an extra little hint, 2 of those quotations will probably be the very first line and the very last line. And if they're not, it's still a good place to start. And then all you've got to do is find one somewhere in the middle where there's some kind of focus change or pivotal moment or something like that. But it is still point and method, quotation, inference 3 times. Leave this one to the last if it is the one that you like the least. Question 4 then. 20 marks, 20 minutes. Now, this question and your question 5, now for those who know me, I openly say I'm mathematically challenged, but even I can tell that 40 and 20 marks out of 80 make up 60 out of the 80 marks. So you cannot ignore question 4 and 5, okay? Otherwise it's game over. There's no nice way of saying it. So your question 4, again, it is just an analysis. It is just an analysis. Point and method, quotation, inference, connotations, effects. You should be starting to see a bit of a pattern, okay? Easy, stop overthinking it. The only difference with this question is, the question is worded through a statement. So you'll be given lines, which will be the end part of the extract. You'll be given a statement about the text. So, for example, in this one, at this point, the hyena could be seen as being more funny than threatening. To what extent do you agree? So then all you're doing is you're going to the lines at the bottom of the half of the page where it tells you to, the extract, and you're finding 4 quotations that make you either agree or disagree with that statement. And you are still just sectioning it out, point and method, quotation, inference. The only difference is that you're going to be making, you're going to be using language in your point, such as, I agree with the statement because the writer uses blah, 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 so on and so forth. Okay, so don't overthink it. You can agree, you can disagree. You can do a bit of both. It depends, and you won't know until you have seen the extracts and you've seen your the actual statement on the day. Okay, so don't think you just have to agree, because you absolutely don't. Other than that, for this section A, just remember all your marks are going to be coming, just like in your lit texts, are coming from your inferences, your connotations, your explanations, your effects. Say a lot about a little. However, in this instance, it is a 20 marker, so you want 4 decent paragraphs. And then lastly, your question 5 will look something like this. You'll be given 2 options. Something to write about based, or it says you can choose to use the image if you so wish, or you might use your imagination, or it'll give you a little task, a little idea that you might want to use. Now, a lot of people will have been taught just to go straight for the picture. That is fine. A lot of people have been taught to go for the narrative. That is fine. What I am going to tell you is it does not matter. It does not matter. It does not matter. It does not matter. What matters are the 4 non-negotiables. Now, the mark scheme for question 5 is massive. Okay, it's quite huge. It's quite extensive. Because you've got 24 marks for AO5, which is basically your content, and you've got 16 marks for AO6, which is your spelling, punctuation and grammar. Now, there's 6 different levels to it, and there's an upper band, lower band. It's a lot, okay? But if we was to narrow it down to 4 non-negotiables, it is very simply include consistently ambitious vocabulary, ambitious and varied devices, ambitious and varied punctuation, and varied sentence types. Okay, it's as simple as that. Make it interesting. Start with some action, drop him into some kind of exciting action, have some kind of revelation, maybe have a flashback, a flash forward, finish by going back to something at the start, leave the examiner on a little bit of a cliffhanger or a shocking revelation. Don't forget, you do not need to write a beginning, middle and end of a full story. In fact, I'm telling you, it's probably best not to. You want, as an examiner of paper 1 in the past, the best ones are the ones where you finish reading, you go, I actually could read more of that. I want to read more of that. I want to know what's happened. Okay, engage them, hook them in, and then leave them wanting more. Don't forget, you are just writing a little extract, a snapshot of a bigger story. And on top of that, do not write more than 3 pages, because you're just wasting your own and the examiner's time. Because let's face it, if you've not got your top marks and what you're capable of getting in 3 pages, then what have you been doing? And then lastly, I will get out of the way in a minute so you can pause and you can have a look through these last tips. But just do your best. Don't overthink it. Take your time with the reading. Answer the exam backwards, in my opinion. So 5, 4, and then 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, good luck. I will get out of the way, press pause, and look at the final tips.